Eastsider Media presents The Weekly Show!
Aloha Seasiders and welcome to The Weekly Show. I'm your host, Mrs. Harding, and this week's Ha Value is excellence. When I hear the word excellence, success comes into my mind. I knew that I did an excellent job if I accomplished my goal successfully. Do you wonder why some people are more successful than others? I would like to share with you a video of a psychologist named Angela Duckworth. She is a researcher and she studied why people become successful and the other reasons behind it. So let's watch it.
Who is successful here and why? My research team and I went to West Point Military Academy. We tried to predict which cadets would stay in military training and which would drop out. We went to the National Spelling Bee and tried to predict which children would advance farthest in competition. We studied rookie teachers working in really tough neighborhoods, asking which teachers are still going to be here in teaching by the end of the school year. And of those, who will be the most effective at improving learning outcomes for their students? We partnered with private companies asking which of these salespeople is going to keep their jobs and who's going to earn the most money. In all those very different contexts, one characteristic emerged as a significant predictor of success. And it wasn't social intelligence, it wasn't good looks, physical health, and it wasn't IQ. It was grit. Grit is passion and perseverance for very long-term goals. Grit is having stamina. Grit is sticking with your future, day in, day out, not just for the week, not just for the month, but for years, and working really hard to make that future a reality. Grit is living life like it's a marathon, not a sprint. A few years ago, I started studying grit in the Chicago public schools. I asked thousands of high school juniors to take grit questionnaires, and then waited around more than a year to see who would graduate. Turns out that grittier kids were significantly more likely to graduate, even when I matched them on every characteristic I could measure, things like family income, standardized achievement test scores, even how safe kids felt when they were at school. So it's not just at West Point or the National Spelling Bee that grit matters, it's also in school, especially for kids at risk for dropping out. To me, the most shocking thing about grit is how little we know, how little science knows about building it. Every day, parents and teachers ask me, how do I build grit in kids? What do I do to teach kids a solid work ethic? How do I keep them motivated for the long run? The honest answer is, I don't know. What I do know is that talent doesn't make you gritty. Our data show very clearly that there are many talented individuals who simply do not follow through on their commitments. In fact, in our data, grit is usually unrelated or even inversely related to measures of talent. So far, the best idea I've heard about building grit in kids is something called growth mindset. This is an idea developed at Stanford University by Carol Dweck, and it is the belief that the ability to learn is not fixed, that it can change with your effort.
Now we know that having grit means persevering and having the motivation to reach our goals. Grit means not giving up even when things get so hard. I know that. And I want to end this show by asking you a question. How do we develop grit? And I would like you to think about it, reflect on it, and ponder how we can be successful and be excellent each and every day. Thank you all and have an excellent day. And this week's announcements.
This week is a Gold Friday, and we'll be testing all week, and we'll be on testing schedule.
And this week's Onolicious menu. This week's shoutouts. I would like to recognize Miss Paula Dickey and Auntie Tracy Jardine. They are the epitome of excellence. They help our school run smoothly every day, run smoothly like a well-oiled machine. And that's our show. Thanks for watching. See you again next week. Have an excellent day.